Hey everybody, my name is Cole and I go by Trans Spirit Indigo. I am a soul having a human experience and I am transgender. Thank you so much for visiting my channel, and if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification, and you will be notified every time a new video comes up. Thank you so much for the love and helping me build this channel. Now let's get into it, huh? I recently had someone ask me, how do I deal, or how did I deal with coming out as a trans guy and specifically not transitioning with taking hormone replacements or having any kind of surgery? And I thought this was a great question because they were concerned about being told that they weren't really a guy, being made fun of, or dealing with transphobia. And this is a very real thing, and this is something that does happen. When I started to dress the way I wanted to dress and have the so-called guy haircut that we stereotype, I started to feel better about myself. But I won't lie, it's been a difficult journey. I started the journey in the year 2005, and I was in the Midwestern United States. It was not easy. There was a lot of people that laughed it off like it doesn't really exist, a lot of invalidation. A lot of that was very rough to get through. And if you know my story, you know that I dealt with 8 years of extreme alcoholism. So I wasn't really handling my problems in a healthy way for a long time. So when I started to really live life to the fullest, I quit destructively drinking. First off, I started to exercise more. I started to show more self-love. Eventually, I got into meditation. And meditation was a huge game changer for me because one of the things I realized that has made it easier for me to be openly trans, to be a trans guy, especially who has not transitioned, has been going within via meditation, via alone time, and tapping into self-love. And a lot of times when I say, what does that mean to tap into self-love? A lot of times I've realized that to find that inner love, that self-love, we have to bring a lot of our shadows or maybe past experiences that weren't pretty up to the surface and handle them. And, what does that mean? To handle them, to come to peace with them. For instance, I could look back on times where people told me, trans doesn't exist. You're a woman. You'll always be a woman. As much as that hurt, as much as it triggered me, I've come to realize that, and through other teachers too that have said, one of my favorite teachers, Phil Good, is talking about every time you're triggered by someone or something, you have to ask, what is it about them that upset me? Or what is it about what they said that upset me? Let's go deeper with that. For instance, when somebody says something like that to me, like, you're always going to be a woman, you're not a man. When I dig really deep into that, and when I think about that, what I'm really angry about is the fact, it's more so how do I put this? It's like I hadn't dealt with the wounds that I had when I was younger, with being misgendered, with being told I wasn't validated, with being told all this negative stuff, with being told that being gay overall was bad by the church I was in. I hadn't truly dealt with that. I just kind of swept it under the rug. So anytime somebody would come to me and be like, you're not a man and transgender's bullshit or anything like that, a lot of times I get really angry, whoa, you don't know. That's actually like an inner child thing or inner teenager or just past wounds that haven't been healed. Because check it out, hear me out here. What I've realized is that when I go in and I take the time in meditation or to write things out, sometimes, you burn a letter to someone, like say somebody from your past that you just feel these energetic ties. Something you can do is to write them a letter, a goodbye letter, give it to the universe, let go of it, burn it in a safe, whatever you can burn something in, whether it's a fire pit or something, and you burn it and you let it go. And that's sometimes I've done that with stuff with my past, with transphobia, homophobia, dealing with my own homophobia when I was younger, thinking being gay was bad. Just all these things from the past, we have to literally sit with ourselves, meditate, allow them to come to the surface, and ask to heal them. ask our guides, our higher consciousness, our belief system, God, whatever it means to you, to ask for assistance, to let these old wounds go, to heal these wounds. And please understand, it doesn't happen overnight. That's something I've had to reiterate to myself many a times, is that we don't instantly become like this best version of ourselves overnight. It takes time. It takes time to rewire our mindset. And that's the last thing I really wanted to make this point before the video is over, is that, okay, so I was saying that meditation and self-love has helped me to better deal with people who are transphobic or homophobic, or they throw shadows or hate onto me. The thing is as I heal, I'm more comfortable in my own body. I'm more comfortable being me. You want to, the goal is to get to a point to stand in your own power and not care about what people have to say. Because what I've also come to realize is there will always be people that don't agree with who I am. I'm no different than, we're all the same collective consciousness. I'm no better or greater than anyone else. And I have to take the responsibility and understand that not everyone is going to like me. Not everyone is going to accept me. Not everyone is going to be on board for gender fluidity. In fact, a lot of people do not agree with it. And I have to find peace in that and say, okay, I accept the fact that other people aren't going to accept me. Because when you try to make everyone believe what you believe, it's just quite a disservice to yourself. You know, for me to try to make everyone agree with who I am, I've come to realize most recently, actually, that this is a disservice to myself. This is unrealistic. There are a lot of people out there that I wouldn't agree with their lifestyle or what they do or the way that they think. But that's their business to live their life the way they want to live their life, just as I have my right to live mine, because we're all living our own reality. We all have our own, we're all the star of our own movie, right? Our own show, playing out in this holographic, beautiful reality that can sometimes be terrifying, right? But it's a beautiful thing, especially when you wake up to this. So I was trying to say in a nutshell that going within, finding that inner peace, because when I have that inner peace, now that I'm more in that inner peace, somebody could come up to me and say, you're a woman, you're dumb, trans people are dumb. I mean, you'd be surprised if that's something that's not even near as bad as some of the stuff I've heard. It's stupid, right? Like, who would say that? People say it. So if somebody came up to me, though, it's about getting to that point in that personal power, your soul space in your heart. And somebody could say that to you and it just rolls off. It rolls right back off. It doesn't affect you because you are so solid and comfortable with who you are. It takes a while. It takes a while to get to that point, and it goes back into that inner healing, bringing stuff up from the past, working through stuff that we don't always want to think about. We try to sweep a lot of stuff under the rug from our past. But the thing is you can't get rid of energy. Energy is infinite. And like all these things from our past, it's a form of energy. Thoughts, feelings, emotions. So when we try to bury it, it's just going to come right back up eventually. And yes, this isn't the most exciting news, but trust me, there is beauty in this, because what they call transmuting, you're going to change. You can change energy. Energy cannot be destroyed, but it can be transferred and changed and transmuted. So you can take all that ickiness, all of the hate you've experienced, and you can focus on the love, and you can focus on the fact that you are being true to yourself. You are living from your heart space. It's a loud clock going on over there. You can live from your heart space. And if you're living from your heart space and being true to yourself, you're doing yourself a total positive service, because no matter what other people say, you're being true to yourself and you're living in your highest vibrational state, your highest vibrational energy by being you. And as far as dealing with the haters and the people, it gets easier with time. I mean, you could be cisgender and heterosexual and still be dealing with hate. You know, this isn't just for trans people, but I'm speaking from what I understand and what has been my life's journey of being trans. And again, somebody had asked me, how do you deal specifically with being trans and not transitioning? So there's always this whole non-binary questioning, you know. I'm not going to lie, it has not been easy, but it has gotten so much easier since I've started meditating and working on some self-love and trying to heal a lot of my past, which, you know, that can be a lifetime of work. I'm going to say it a billion times. It doesn't happen overnight, so please be patient with yourself, and I'll take my own advice because I need to. Lastly, the advice I could give with that is it's the mindset. The mindset has helped me. I used to have much more of a victim mentality, especially when I was using drugs and drinking. It was always, oh, this is happening to me. Oh, woe is me. You gotta let that go. You gotta get rid of that and understand that life is happening for you. It's a miracle that we're here in these bodies. And that goes on a deep, esoteric quantum level. But seriously, we are blessed to be here. And when you start looking at life from a more positive mindset, a mindset more of gratitude, because I could take in some homophobic, transphobic comment from someone and be so mad at them, but then step back and say, you know what? I'm grateful that I don't have that kind of hate in my heart for other people. I'm grateful that I don't go around spewing hate at people. I recently was triggered by someone a few weeks ago, and I realized that I had said something back to them that was very hateful, and I had to stop myself and say, hey, what am I doing? This isn't serving me or them. This is just me bellowing out emotional garbage on them when really it's stuff from my past that I haven't healed, and they triggered me. That was a huge game changer for me. That was when I could feel like a conscious expansion going on within my own field, because it really dawned on me. And this was also with help with some spiritual teachers out there. I'll mention Phil Good again. When he mentioned recently about when we're triggered, what that really is, and about going within and asking what's really triggering us, that really was a game changer for me. It changed my mindset. When I have more of a positive mindset and I understand that negativity will come, because it's not all about sunshine and rainbows. That's not the spiritual journey. The spiritual journey is messy and dark and scary and beautiful and bright, all in one. The spiritual journey is transmuting your own darkness into light. That's what being a light worker is about, a huge part of it. I digress. Meditation, changing my mindset more to a positive mindset. And what does that mean exactly? Changing it to a positive mindset. Like I was saying, not playing the victim role. You never want to play the victim role. Now, sometimes we're victimized, and it happens. It does happen. I'm not saying like if something terrible happened to you because of someone else's doing that, you're not a victim. But living in that vibration every day where everything is everyone else's fault will not get you anywhere. And I'm not saying that you're doing that, but I was doing that. And I'm saying that I noticed a huge shift in my life. And this was with the whole trans thing too, because I used to think that I was a victim of being transgender. Oh, this is happening to me. I was supposed to be a guy. This is awful. This is all happening to me. I didn't realize years ago that we make an agreement. We choose to be here. We write up a soul contract with our guides, with our higher source beliefs. And we choose to be here. I chose to be transgender. When I started to own that, my life drastically changed. I changed my perspective of what it is to be transgender. So even if people throw hate my way, I'm not saying it doesn't hurt. I'm not saying it doesn't irk me or trigger me. But the more that I dive into my old wounds and heal them, and the more that I stand in my own power and say, hey, I am proud to be who I am. I chose to be here. You chose to be here. We chose to be here on this planet right now. The more empowering that is, the more gratitude that you have, the easier it is to deal with everyday life, to deal with that transphobia, the homophobia, any of it. And also what we place our attention on will grow. So another big thing of advice that I want to give that I've learned the hard way: do your best not to be on social platforms where there's going to be a lot of hate. Like, it's not going to be healthy for you to read a bunch of homophobic or transphobic stuff. Like, there's been times where I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe how bad it is. And it's like a train wreck, right? You just keep looking at it and it's like, and it hurts. You're reading all this awful stuff. You're like, ah. And then you might get mad and start commenting, and then someone's arguing with you, and it just starts this whole thing. So one of the best things that I've done for myself to deal with not feeding into all the hate is doing my best to avoid putting myself there. Because it happens. I mean, it can happen on a conversation online that has nothing to do with transphobia or homophobia, and then it just comes up, and it must be dealt with. So it's not, it's not like you can just avoid it forever. But I think we've come a long way with all of the hatred, and we will continue to. Because when I was young, in the early 90s, I mean, it was like you couldn't even say the word gay or lesbian. Now it's like, I think it's a lot more accepted in our society, not by everybody, but just I see the difference between when I was a child in the 90s and now in 2020, that there is a lot more acceptance. In like mainstream media, there's a lot more people that are out. There's a lot more display of it. And as much as that makes some people angry, it's really liberating a lot of other people who are being true to themselves. So we can't worry about the people that it's upsetting, because you're being true to you. You're not hurting anyone. Regardless of, some people might think you're hurting someone by being queer because of their belief system. That's not your belief system. That doesn't belong to you. What's true for you is what's true for you. So stick with your beliefs. Be you to the core. With that being said, I just want to give so much love to everyone out there who is dealing with being hated on, ostracized, being treated like crap because they're simply being who they are from the heart space outward. So much love to you. Please don't stop being yourself. We are in the middle of a revolution. You know, we are bringing awareness to people that are gender fluid, to people that don't fit in certain categories, to people that are gay, are lesbian, are bisexual. We're bringing awareness to everyone in the community, and it's beautiful. And I appreciate everyone who is standing up and has each other's backs. Much love. I hope that helped. I hope that helps give you maybe a little more clarity on how you can deal with people in everyday life. Just remember that there's always a soul tribe to gravitate toward. You will always find your people. You might not see them right now. Like even me, myself, I know in my gut that there are more people I will align with in this life that will be great friends. I just haven't met them yet. It's kind of the way the life rolls. If we're blessed to have a long life, you meet a lot of people along the way. And these people are there to help you. And we have to always be able to depend on our own selves. That is something I did not understand for a really long time. Now that I'm understanding it better, it's been a huge help. Again, I hope that helps. Much love, everybody. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and please make sure to subscribe for more videos. I appreciate all of the love and support out there. Now, I'll see you next time.